So, my name's Russ Brown. I'm the VP of Channel 1, which is Heroes of Telara, which is a new MMORPG. I've been in the industry for about 22 years, and if you're a real old-time RPG guy, I did a lot of the start of the industry with the gold box games on SSI, long time ago.
Fair enough. So give me just a brief overview of what Heroes of Telara is about and its main focus.
Sure. So Heroes of Telara is the first dynamic MMO that's being put out by Trion. So its main focus is two things. We're going to have dynamic content, so every time you play the game, it plays different. And also we're going to challenge the player basically to be the hero, which is one of our things. We're going to allow you to change your subclass and your specialties and make the powers of your class on the fly, right? So that when you get presented with the dynamic content, you can succeed. So an example of that is if at 8 o'clock or something, we have the dragon attack the city, you can make your character so he's better against a single large target. And so if we have at 10 o'clock, the orc invasion, you can specialize your character so he's better against AoE, he's AoE, better against lots of creatures.
Okay. Yeah, so you mentioned multiple classes.
Yes.
Functionally, how does that work? Because it's kind of a different system for MMOs.
No problem. So the way it works is any given character can play all 4 classes. Mm-hmm. And in certain areas in town, you can change your class to either fighter, warrior, cleric, rogue, or thief. And at any given time, once you're a class, you can change your subclass. And what a subclass is you're basically specializing what your class does. For instance, this is my classic example. Let's say you wanted to be a paladin, right? You could change from a warrior and make a subclass paladin, may give you less ranged damage, make it so you do less DPS, less damage per second, but it gives you some healing abilities. We also could have a paladin be a subclass of the cleric, which would make it so you're more of a healing paladin, give you better, it gives you more warrior abilities to your cleric.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you talked about making people a hero. How do you practically make someone a hero?
Yeah. So dynamic content is a really important part of that. So if you rescue someone from a fire, right, it is heroic. You need, if you just run in there and there's no one to rescue, that's not heroic. But if you have to rescue that person every day, on the hour, from the fire, it stops being heroic. And you start looking at it and saying, well, that's retarded. I'll let the guy die. Right? So one of the key things is it doesn't happen all the time. We change it. We surprise you. We give you encounters that you don't always see. So you have to react to the situation. Because that's what a hero is, right? If you're landing on the Hudson every day, you're not a hero. Mm-hmm. It's only when you're reacting to a situation that you didn't expect.
So how do you practically keep up with players to make sure there's fresh content, enough content for them to do, but without it being repetitive?
Right. So we're going to have the standard MMO, classic game, mm-hmm. right? And then we'll seed it with these things. So it's not like every moment is going to be a heroic event. Mm-hmm. So you have a few, and we'll have a full development team as the game is launched. So we'll constantly be supporting with new content.
So will you have a group of GMs or such that are constantly putting in these things all over the world?
We will have a development team that will. It really makes gaming more of a service than we just give you the product, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll have a full team of engineers, artists, designers giving you new product.
Okay.
Basically, we call it the live team. It's not really a GM. There's not like guys in there. We'll be basically, because of the way Trion works, we can update content just through the servers, not necessarily with a patch.
Okay. So from a day-to-day experience then, how often will people run across things like this in the game?
We're hoping to have it as often as possible, hopefully daily. You'll have new stuff come in. Mm-hmm. We have to really see how it goes, how it feels, and also how often we want to change with the community. The community a lot of times will drive how it works. Because we don't want to make it so chaotic that it feels odd, right? You have to kind of balance it.
But there will also be a full complement of traditional quests.
Exactly.
And
cool.
Thank you for taking the time to do this.
No problem.